Guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Din and I'm going to show you how to prepare your ingredients, mix the spices and then cook the dish. Very simple method I'm going to use, so please follow the instructions carefully. So let's cook. Hi everyone, I'm Chef Din and today I'm going to show you how to make paratha. This is one of my favourite breads. We're going to use plain flour, we're going to use water, a little bit of sugar and salt and a little bit of oil. Now I'm going to put all these ingredients listed in the description, so if you want to know exactly what quantities, it'll be all written. Now many people make parathas all different ways. I've seen it, they've put milk in it, they've put yogurt in it, they've put eggs in it. But my recipe is very simple and basically you will see that they really taste good as well. I've perfected this recipe over the years, so let's get started and put in the flour. Now what we have to do is in our bowl, our water, put in the sugar and put in the salt. We're gonna give that a good mix. So I'm going to start off with 500 milliliters of water. If we need any more, we shall add it as we go on. So we put in the sugar and the salt and we're going to dissolve it really well. Then what we're going to do is quickly mix it. So you'll see what I mean. So once it's all dissolved, in the flour make a little bit of well, like so. You know, I've tried all different recipes over the years and I found that this one keeps really well. You can freeze it as well. What we're gonna do is make it half and then we're gonna freeze them separately in plastic bags. So when you need it, you just take one out, let it defrost, and I shall show you what you need to do for that. But first, let's get the dough together. This is a couple of stages we're going to do. We're going to first get the dough and give it a good mix. So then we're going to leave it to rest, which is very important because the flour and the dough mixture, everything needs to rest. We want to kind of, not too dry, but quite soft dough. So make sure your hands are nicely washed. I can see by the feel of it, it's not going to be enough water in this, so let's get some more water. Every flour takes a little bit less or more water, so when you first mix it you'll realise how much water you need. So add a little at a time, not too much. I should have put an apron on. Okay. Just a little at a time. Alright, this is the texture we want. Yeah, that's fine. So give it a good knead now. It's quite soft, so I think we probably use maybe 600 mils of water to this. You'll find that once you've mastered this, you will, make sure your surface is nice and clean. I've cleaned this before. Then we're going to knead this a little bit, just to incorporate everything and get that gluten working. So if you can see the wetness of it, it's not too sticky, but it's not dry. So we're going to knead this for only probably a couple of minutes, and then we're going to just leave it to rest for an hour before we make our dough balls. So give it a nice workout this is. So let's get this out of the way. So just with the palm of your hand, just stand back a bit and go into it. You'll find it quite easy, and you'll find it all comes together nicely. This is a really nice paratha. We're going to layer it, and it's like got a crisp on the outside and soft on the inside. And I like to have this paratha in the morning with a vegetable bhaji. I'm going to make a recipe for you to show you how to make that. It's just a potato one. I have got an aloo gobi recipe on my channel, which would be really nice with this, and also a little bit of dal in the morning. Right, that's it. Right, now we're going to leave this in the bowl and just put a little bit of oil on top, just gently, not so we don't want the dough too dry, so just put a bit of oil, and then get yourself a damp cloth, and then just leave it at room temperature for half an hour to 45 minutes to an hour even. It's not important how long, and then we'll come back to it. Now it's been just over about 40 minutes since we've left it, so let's go to the next stage. I'm going to weigh these out because that way you can make sure they're all the same size. So just, right, let's see. So if we make it exactly 200 grams each one. So that's 200 grams. Yeah, perfect. I think it's more 190 gram each one. Yeah, let's say 190 gram each one. Just this for ounces. There you go. Make sure it's all covered with oil. And little Max's paratha. Right. Again, we're going to just cover with a cloth, damp cloth, and just leave it. That's it. Now we'll put some oil in here for coating inside with a brush. I'll get a brush and see you in 20 minutes. You can do this as well. This just like so, and then this is how they do it in India and Bangladesh. Okay, you find people doing this in little coffee shops and that, where they sell breakfast and lunch, like so. Again with the brush. This will give us the layers we want when we roll it out. But because we've played around with the flour, it's gone a bit hard, so you have to leave it to rest. So basically what we've done, we've left it to rest 3 times basically. One when we made the dough, then when we made the balls, and then finally putting the oil in the middle of the bread. See, what we're doing is doing a twist, then going on top. Okay, and then with this little bit, just push it in. So let's oil that a little bit. There you go. A little one. So, he loves parathas and he loves my sourdough bread, would you believe? Yeah. Little paratha for Max. Max is my Rhodesian Ridgeback. There you go. Okay, then cover, leave it for 15 minutes and we'll come back to that in 15 minutes. Right, it's been about 15 minutes now, and now we're going to basically finish off. So there's our first one what we made. Now you can roll it out with flour or without flour, it's entirely up to you. So you just roll it out. I suppose if you put flour, it makes it much easier. So let's do this one with flour. And sprinkle that on top. Right. By letting it rest, it's much easier to roll out. So what you do is just go out. So out, out. This is what I used to tell my young cooks. So when you make it, you just go out and out until you get the right thickness. Keep going out. So basically do all of them like this. So I'm going to just show you this one, then I'm going to just finish all the rest off. So that is probably the thickness we want. So that would be perfect. So fine. Not too hot. We don't want to cook it too quickly. So put it in. Okay. Perfect. So what we want to do is to cook that on one side basically and then turn it over. We don't want to touch it too quickly. You can see little bubbles forming. So that's cooking nicely. And we're going to use this rack to put them on to cool down. Can't see the rack. There you go, we've got a rack here. You see it's changing colour. Let's turn it down, we don't want to cook it too quickly. Once it changes colour, you can flip it just like so. Once you get an expert. So we just cook the other side. We're only going to half cook these, so that... Right, now I'm going to show you how to prepare your paratha after you've taken it out of the freezer and you've let it defrost overnight in the fridge or just left it out for a little while to defrost. So it has to be completely defrost. So what you want to do is heat your frying pan up to like medium heat and just put your paratha in. What we're going to do first is basically heat it up. We're going to bring the paratha back to temperature as if when we first cooked it. You can feel it getting hot. Don't rush it. Let it gently come to temperature because this is key. So you have all the layers basically separating in the paratha itself. So you use a spatula because it's quite hot and just warm it up well. As you can see, it's getting nice and hot. It has to come to the same type of temperature as when we first cooked it, before we fry. Now some people just brush oil on and cook it, but I like to put a lot more oil so it kind of covers it well and kind of a bit like a puri if you was to make a puri. But I find it gets a nice crispiness outside. So, right, that's perfect. So we're going to use probably about half a cup of oil. So just take it out. Now put the heat up higher now so that it gets really hot. Put your oil in. That's about half a cup of oil I'm using. So then, as soon as it's nice and hot, this is going to be very quick now. But be very careful, this is hot oil, so right, that's it. So then you just move it around gently and you'll see it kind of all puffing up. Just move it around gently in the oil, that's it, just like so. Then lift it up, be careful, it's hot. That's it. Perfect paratha. You'll love this recipe. It took me a long time to perfect because you have to get it just right. But over the years I've enjoyed parathas and this is my take of a paratha. You may think, oh, I've never seen it made that way, but you know, I can assure you, you will love it. What you can do is, when you go to turn it, just lift it up like that, then the oil will go at the bottom. So just lift it up and then turn it. That's the safest way. And have a couple of kitchen towels ready. As you can see, I've got it ready. And that way, what we'll do is basically drain off any excess oil. Because I don't like an oily paratha myself. Then what you do is just lift it up, turn off the heat now, because we're only making one. So lift it up and let it stand for a little while. Just drain off the oil, because as the oil is so hot, it just quickly drain off. And any excess oil, we're going to just dampen off with the kitchen towel. So put it on there like so, and just like so, and there you go. All the oil will come off. So enjoy my paratha. Perfect paratha.